All right, day 34, and ha ha ha, very funny prank, guys. Looking back, it's just so convenient that Dr. Bao happened to send me that email when he did. Why, I was so wrapped up in the moment that of course I didn't have the chance to see it for what it was. Well, I do have to give some credit where credit is due, though. Those papier-mâché statues were quite detailed. Whoever designed them should get, a pat on the back for shaping the face to just happen to be looking at me no matter where I go. Unfortunately, given their construction material, they all just kind of fell apart when I was attempting to move them. Shame. I would have liked to keep one around, though, thinking more of it now, that might have done little more than give me a heart attack later on. Maybe a new hobby to pick up. The mache, not the heart attack. Well, your little hazing aside, I was able to experience something actually extraterrestrial. As I was standing up on the tower, which, by the way, you never really know how high up you are until you look down. An arrival ship suddenly appeared, though. I would have completely missed the thing if it wasn't for the low rumbling and flashing of lights. You, also don't really realize how high up you are until you, almost take a tumble off the railing either. Oh my, I hope I didn't invoke some kind of Final Destination scenario. Well, for the time, Dr. Bao, I hope you understand as I choose to remain on terra firma. Speaking of terra, you would get the joke if you saw the signal I sent you. Does anyone know the name of the musical number that actually got caught in said signal? I'm no musician, so my first thought is maybe something by Mozart or maybe Beethoven? Look, I'm just a little normie, so please, educate me. If more of these kind of signals come across, I'll be quite pleased. It's much better than the horrible screaming and other such noises. And the faces that propagate the visual display. Come here? No, I don't think I will, thank you. So yes, once again, hardy har har for a very funny prank that almost ended with my demise. Dr. Kel, over and out. Okay, day 35. Forget anything else I was going to talk about. I was spending some time alone in the base. Well, what else is new? No time for jokes, Kel. Right, alone in the base, and there was this thunderous sound, like something breaking the sound barrier. Why, I had the thought perhaps it's some kind of jet, or more likely some celestial object passing through the atmosphere. An asteroid, a meteor, or perhaps a comet of some kind. The sudden impact and localized earthquake quickly answered any of my hypotheses. This long, obelisk-shaped thing is sitting maybe 30 meters away from the base. You can see in the photos that it appears to be made of some kind of metal alloy and inset with what I could only describe as, undescribable runes. This gem here at the top, after some mechanical noises, projected, an image. I don't want to suppose that I am the main character of an adventure or some other kind of thing, but, given the use of pictograms in a very direct manner, I can't help but to assume it was meant to communicate a message to someone outside of the native language of whoever sent it. I had once thought the figure had a tail, suggesting maybe this message was meant for the local in quotations, Ariral population. But I can see now that it's more of a stick or weapon of some kind, and so, I can't help but think this message is for me. And if that's the case, then, this is a message of something indeed most dire. Not to be a cliche, but, I have a bad feeling about this. But I've been through worse. I'm sure everything will be just fine. Kel out. Okay, day 36. I didn't really sleep much, if at all, really. maybe like an hour or so at a time. My mind was buzzing the entire time I was trying to sleep, metaphorically, of course. What was this obelisk? Why did it fall here? Was it even for me? And most importantly, if it is for me, what is it trying to tell me? In truth, though, I didn't have to wait long for the answers. So far I've seen a red and a purple one, multiple purple ones, but, well, hopefully you can see in the photos, I am now aware of yellow or maybe gold orbs of some variety. They just kind of emerged from the ground this evening, right before recording, actually. They move pretty quick, not as fast as the explosive red one, of course, but with a lot more certainty? I don't know, that feels like the right word. Looking at the radar, there are maybe only 3 of them, hopefully. I can tell when one gets near, though. Yes, there's the light, but there's this low hum, as if it was some kind of distant generator, or maybe a power station. Back home, I remember breaking into one of those with a couple of temporary friends. Why, you should have seen me. Hair standing on end and just kind of floating around. But there was also this very present dread of making sure you didn't touch anything. A sense that's kind of familiar now. I have no reason, though, at this time to think that they are dangerous. But I do. I think they are quite dangerous. It's the hum, the quick movement, the purpose of that movement. Thankfully, they haven't noticed me. It doesn't help to not feel like a prey animal, cornered and trapped, like a mouse in its den as the cat stalks just outside. Kind of like Tom and Jerry. Except, I don't think running into this particular Tom will end the same way. A positive, though, is that they don't appear to be able to manifest during the day, or rather, maybe I'm just running off the confirmation bias of not seeing them until this evening. Either way, it seems like I'll be moving around my work schedule and trying to work on things during the midday, just to be sure I don't run into any stragglers. Work be damned. I'm going to find somewhere safe to sleep. Hopefully they can't open doors or, heaven forbid, climb ladders. Dr. Kel, signing off.